Test. Sorry, let's get that going. It's showing that you can pick me up now. Test. Sorry, let's get that going. Alright, it's showing that you can pick me up. Good. Alright, so I got the sound muted over there. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to be talking about a pretty touchy subject here. I intentionally made the clip art, the tag, the thumbnail, as clickbaity as possible. But I will be talking about both Verlis and Billy Brake in this video for topics that you may or may not know about. So I guess it's not clickbait. It's I did the red letters for clickbait, but let's get into this right now. So the questions, is cheating okay? And that is a question that seems like obvious answer, right? Oh no, it's cheating. Don't cheat. It's against the rules. So let's break it down though. A huge amount of Pokemon players, ginormous amount, huge, just whatever, will scream that genning Pokemon is not cheating because they're not getting anything that no one else has, right? Now let's go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Billy Brake was caught cheating, disqualified from a tournament. Community went nuts, right? He's personable, I get it. People didn't want him to be disqualified. You know, it was his girlfriend had let him win a game because he's Billy Brake. And then he admitted it during a stream. And he got disqualified. And then his whole disqualification got overturned by Konami. Now I'm going to use these events as a sort of basis for what I'm going to talk about. So let's talk about the wrong and the right aspect of things. I also encourage people to talk in the chat because as soon as you message in chat, I will address those questions first and foremost. That is my priority. So if you have something to ask or say, or you need clarification, or if you disagree with what I'm saying, please say it in chat. And, you know, it's okay to say you agree with me too, but I'm not going to be addressing the agreement as much. So I do want to hear answers to questions though, so everyone can see it. So I'll ask chat right now from the get-go. Is cheating in games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, either or, you can say yes to one, no to the other, yes to both, no to both, however you want to answer. Is cheating in these games competitively okay? Thank you for allowing me to have your dream headphones. Oh, no, I thought I said you can have, I see it. Yeah, no, these are in blue. Aram gave these to me to use for streaming. That's why I wear them. But off topic. So I'm going to talk about Pokemon first. And I'll create a few scenarios for you, all right? Player A has a Pokemon team. Player B has a Pokemon team. They have similar teams, right? They both gen their Pokemon in by cheating, right? It is against the tournament rules to use action replay, which lets you just basically pick your Pokemon without training them, just put them into your game. They both use this externally, right? That is against the rules, right? So I'm going to ask you now, 1, is this unfair? 2, is it breaking the rules? And 3, does it affect anyone? And just give some people time to process that. I see there's only 2 of you here, so I'm not going to take too much time right this. But for people who watch in the future. So my take on this is, 1, it is cheating. It is a rule break. It's not unfair. And I hope you all find that to be a fair assessment. If not, again, post here. It's fine. We can come back to it later too. I'll come back to old topics even if someone posts later. But now I'm going to create a scenario for you like this. Player A uses PokeGen. Player B does not. Same thing, you know. They both have access to legal Pokemon, the rules in the tournament are you should not be using Pokegen. Player A beats Player B ridiculously. Like, no chance. Player B was not ready. Player B just got stomped. Was not ready for the tournament at all anyway. His team was not competitive. So, you put time to think on it. The question is going to be, is it fair? No, it's not fair. But that breaks down to a sub-question. Did it make a difference? No. If player A is competitive and they had bred their Pokemon, would they have beaten that person? Yes. Is it against the rules? Yes. Is it cheating? Yes. But now I'm going to get to scenario 3, which is where it gets to the gray area, which is where I actually want people to start thinking about this. Player A has a hacked-in team. Player B does not. Player B has trained their team up very substantially, but, you know, they didn't have the right time to get just all the IVs right, you know? I'm going to go extreme in this example. They're having their match. Player B is actually doing pretty good. They get to their 6th Pokemon, which is untrained. Player A is on their 6th Pokemon, also untrained. And player B, who just didn't have enough time to get a perfect IV stat Pokemon. Like, their attack is just like 2 IVs short of what they wanted, right? Let's 3 IVs short of what they wanted. They hit their opponent. They hit player A. Player A is left with 1 HP. There's just 1 HP, right? And oh no, a better example. They have the same Pokemon because it's a competitive Pokemon. Everyone's gonna be using the same things. They both have the same Pokemon, same moves, everything. But player B can only get a 30 speed IV, right? I could only get 30 IVs in speed. Oh no, that sucks, right? Couldn't get their Pokemon up to level 100 time to bottle cap it, whatever. However you want to look at it. And so they got outsped. You know, you only have to get your Pokemon to 50 to be competitive here. So, did that player who gets outsped get shafted in this tournament? They followed the rules. They did. You know, they followed those rules. They did what they were going to do. That 1 speed IV really made a difference in this battle. Is it fair? Did player A cheat? And did it make a difference? And is it a rule break? You know, cheating and rule breaking, you know, people might say not the same thing, but in this situation, they cheated. They rule breaked. Was it fair? No is where I'm going to stand on this one. I want to hear what you all have to say. And did it make a difference? Absolutely. That was the whole case of the scenario. It made a difference. So, but you can disagree, of course. Just because I'm saying it and I'm the viewer doesn't mean that I'm like God or anything. I just want to know what everyone else has to think. I do think some people take it a little too far and too personally. Realistify, you have the right cause, but you have the wrong approach. Some people feel justified in cheating because you probably aren't going to win if you don't have a perfect team. Who has time for a perfect team, right? The problem is, if nobody was cheating, then everybody would be in the same situation. It'd be who has the most time and, you know, the best ability to make a team. But we'll never be in a situation where no one's cheating in Pokemon, right? You're not going to go to a tournament with no one cheating. It's just not going to happen. So that brings me up to the next point. Should Pokemon just change the rules? Should it be allowed to use Gen Pokemon, since there's going to be a few people doing it? Are you really making the game fair, or are you just limiting players who follow the rules? I think we've all cheated in Pokemon to some degree. if we've ever had like a Game Shark or something. I'm talking about like in competitive, like you go to a tournament and you cheat. But my opinion's pretty clear on this. I think it's wrong, but only because the rule is there. So that comes to the next question. If everyone's cheating, should the rule be changed? So you're not limiting people who play fairly. Huh, I got a text. A whole lot of messages coming in over here. Let's see what this is all about. I'm still gonna be like talking and stuff. Let's see. Oh, don't message me on Discord. Message me in the chat, please. I'm talking about it's not cheating if you're not competing. You can't really cheat if you're the only player. You make the rules for yourself. If you violate your own rules, that's I mean, no one can tell you what to do. But yeah, I mean, if there's no rules, you're not cheating. So, excuse me, hiccup. So, on to the next phase of the questioning here. Looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! The cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot more subtle. It's more obvious. Not a lot of people say it's okay, because you don't come to a tournament expecting to cheat. Since the game itself is a deck of cards you draw from and everything, we all know how it works. I'm going to go to the Billy Brake situation and just say that was him saying he cheated. He was given a win by someone, and then he admitted to it. Everyone admitted to it, but then it just went away. That's not okay. So being a celebrity duelist should not exempt you from the rules. I don't think anyone feels that being a celebrity duelist should exempt you from the rules. But that was a cheat that people will be like, his girlfriend let him win. They probably weren't playing right. Whatever. There's a lot of circumstances around that. So I'm going to talk about. So I'm a judge. I mean, I've judged events. I was judging YCS Dallas one year, and actually Billy Brake won this tournament. I know everyone tells me, "Oh, you're wrong. Billy Brake's amazing. He wouldn't cheat. He doesn't need to cheat." I've been playing locals with Billy Brake, for a decade. I used to play with him at a shop called Comic Book Craze in Garland, Texas. I'm in McKinney. I used to play competitively in Garland, Texas in high school, and shortly after. Man, for more than a decade I've been playing, but that's regardless. I was competitive, and Billy Brake was at the locals, and he had his team and everyone, and oh man, it's personality wise, I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm not saying Billy Brake broke into my house, but I am saying that his teammate Ishmael was in my house, and oh man, all sorts of wonky shit happened. They went in my garage, stole my box of condoms and left. Right, they came in through the garage, went into my room, like just some weird stuff, just so wonky, stuff that shouldn't have even happened, makes no sense at all in the world. And one of them, Ish, big dude, just like left a message on my cell phone. A bunch of my cards got stolen. It was bad. And again, the only person I know was in my house was the guy Ish, because he called me and basically he gloated about it. It was one of those things where I had to make a decision: do I call the police? Do I not call the police? Police said they would not even handle it because nothing of value was stolen. I'm talking a big card house just filled with cards. They hold between 800 and 1,000 cards. That's 9,600 cards that got stolen at least. Just all sorted and alphabetized and just not nice. But that's besides the point. Stealing is obviously wrong. But going back to the tournament event scene, recently, just 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when Billy won with a 60-card deck, Now, I'm not saying he did or did not cheat because it did not get ruled against. I'm saying my opinion as a judge was he cheated and he stacked his deck. I saw him stacking his deck. He had a 60 card deck. I saw him separating certain cards out and putting them in order in his deck between rounds. You see his hands go below the table. Your hands are never supposed to go below the table with cards in them during a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. That is cheating. But I was watching him because I know that at Comic Book Craze, Billy cheated. He admitted to it. He talked to people about it. It was garbage. So I knew to watch Billy break. I knew he was a celebrity duelist and stuff. Grudge. He made it to the top, whatever. But so I watched him, and it looked like he was cheating. It looked like he was, Billy Break does this thing with his hands where he moves his cards around a lot. You gotta watch that. You've got to watch him when he's moving those cards around, touching his deck. Moving his cards around, touching his deck. And some of you might know the term mana weaving with Magic the Gathering. That's a big deal too. I'll get back to that in a second. I'll explain that to you. I don't encourage it, but I'll explain it to you so you know what to look for. But it looked like he cheated. I called for a deck check. I was just a table judge. It was a lot of people I was going around. I had to report to the guy above me to report to the head judge. The guy above me said, "Oh, I can't do anything about that." I said, "Why not?" Oh, sorry. He was gay and he was Asian, but that's sorry about the accent. It's there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being Asian. I just talk in accents. Billy Break. Sorry, that was so wrong. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything about Billy. I said, "Why?" "That's Billy Break." So I went above his head. I went to the head judge, and the head judge said he's not going to do anything about it. And it ended there. I just wanted to do a deck check. I needed to do a deck check because I felt he had sacked his deck. But nobody would do anything about it. Like 0 people would do anything about it. And again, he went on to win that tournament. First place. Just took the tournament. Was that okay? We all know that stacking our deck is wrong. We all know that cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! is wrong. There's less people who support it than there are who support cheating in the Pokemon community, but that's because, fairness comes into play. Stacking your deck makes it unfair for the opponent because almost no one stacks their deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! At least not in the first few rounds. You're going to get it more as you advance. If everyone's running the same exact decks, it really does, it has to be some sort of sleight of hand in at least a fourth of the competitors. Somewhere along the line, someone cheated. And, you didn't get caught. I'm not going to point fingers. It's an assumption. I'll admit that. Allegedly, the top 16 and top 32 are filled with people who cheat. Some of them are excellent deck makers. I will give them that. I will say substantially that everyone's like, but you're all using the same decks. You shouldn't be seeing the same people topping. You just shouldn't. It doesn't make sense. Statistically, it does not make sense. Moving on. Was that judge wrong for telling me that they can't do a deck check on Billy Break? Because he's Billy Break, and he had won tournaments in the past. I understand why. It hurts the integrity of the game. It hurts the integrity of the judge program. It hurts the integrity of the player. But if he was ousted as a cheater, all of his past successes would come into question. Was enough focus put on this player? Did Konami err? Where is the burden of responsibility on Konami to catch players as they cheat? And it's a legitimate question. You can disagree with me. That's okay. I'm not the end-all be-all. Right? Really, the point of drawing the line comes down to you as the individual player. Right? Not just because you cheat or because you don't cheat. The choice is yours. Right? The consequences, be them as they may, come to you. If you're the better cheater, then hey, you know what? You played the system. You got your win. I feel bad for the people who got pushed out because you won, but you didn't get caught. The players should be watching their opponents. That's just a thing. Sleight of hand should be happening. I will start talking about mana weaving now. What that is you set up your deck so that each section of your deck, let's say you have 40 cards, right? You know you shuffle it. You know you draw 5 cards. So you make it beforehand to increase your odds of drawing that perfect hand. You make it so that no matter how you shuffle it, you have a better chance of drawing what you need to draw. I'm not getting specifics because not everyone knows Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so that'd be a waste of time for people who don't know Yu-Gi-Oh. So for people who do not know Yu-Gi-Oh who might be watching, testing, is the microphone? Yes, it's still working. Sorry, the thing stopped moving for me over here. I want everyone to have a fair shot in this game. I want the game to be fair for everyone. Some people don't agree with me. I see you have a new viewer in the chat, by the way. But some people don't agree with me. If you support cheating, hey Aaron Josk Masangake, I see you said hello there in chat. Are you a player of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? Either or, just curious, so I can get a feel of the crowd here. We got Candy Storm in chat who has said that they've cheated in Pokemon, like solo one player. You know, their own thing. Which game do you play, Aaron? Or both? And do you do tournaments for either? Here, I'll go over to chat for you. So, all right. Do you play in tournaments? Just gonna ask him that real quick while we talk over here. I'm typing it out so it goes by faster. So you play Pokemon, so I'm just gonna ask you this: are action replay devices cheating? If you make the Pokemon all like legal stats? I see. But you don't play like on the 3DS or anything? By the way, guys, if you like Big Red, the Kroger Big K Red Cream Soda is fantastic. Oh, I see, I got another person. 4 people. Welcome to the chat, 4th person. Where I'm actually doing open discussion with chat, so if you feel like asking any questions, type it in chat. We're just hitting the questions now on the end of the stream. Introduce yourself. Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you play Pokemon? Or any game where cheating is something that you want to talk about, because that's the subject right now. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can on the neutral comment, so just but I'm gonna move forward onto the discussion here. So yeah, mana weaving is when you make it so that when you shuffle your deck, you have a higher chance of drawing an excellent hand. 5 cards that you specifically need. But now we have another, I guess, ballsy way people have been cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately, and that is by starting the game with between 30 and 35 cards rather than 40. And it's so easy to do, because how many times do you count your opponent's deck before the game? Who counts their opponent's deck? I do. But only because I know about this cheating. Oh man, people get so frustrated. I had one guy, I asked him to count his deck out in the middle of the tournament. He's like, I'm not letting you count my deck. I argued with the judge to organizer at Chronicles. Yeah, okay. So, Aaron, I'm sorry, I have a hard time pronouncing your name. Is it Aaron Josmasanke? Masenke? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But yeah. So you think cheating is bad? Feel free to expand a little bit. Is it cheating if everyone is doing it? Or if most people are doing it? Like, it's against the rules, but maybe 3/4 of the people are doing it. Is it still cheating? All right. We have a solid answer from Aaron Joes, Mockingjay. All right, so moving forward, with So you have an interesting point there, Candy Storm. At that point, should the people holding the tournament change the rules if the cheating is that easy and that accessible? Oh, thank you for the sub. I'll sub back after. I like to reward people who do the subs and stuff. But now I use Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon as my examples for this because in Pokemon anyone can access an action replay device and just hack their team in. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's all about deck stacking and cheating and getting away with it, you know? Is there a way to level the playing field in Yu-Gi-Oh if so many people who are champions are doing it? Okay, so everyone's deck stacking. You can't just start a game where everyone can just pick their opening hand because, oh, Exodia, I win. That's it. Game's over. No contest. That's just it. That's the end. That is absolutely it. So where does the line get drawn there? It's not being regulated. It's certainly not being monitored. And it's happening so abundantly that it's affecting the events of the game. So, what do you do? Well, no, I understand that you don't have a clue for Yu-Gi-Oh, but I mean, you might know the rules. You make a 40-card deck. You draw cards to play and stuff. Should everyone be allowed to stack their deck if everyone's doing it? It kind of changes the whole dynamics if they do that. It's no longer even a sorry, my eye itched. I don't know why I just did that on camera. Oh, that'd be gross. But so I guess I'm going to ask people, what games do you guys play? Any competitive games? I mean, we can look at like Minecraft. You go on a server. Let's say you hack. I like that approach. Start throwing chairs at people. Oh, y'all want to cheat? Yes, covering yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship qualifying series, and yet again it's come down to this really buff guy, Johnny Hertz. Yeah, Johnny, what do you say the key to your strategy is? Oh, you know, I built a really good deck, and what do you think about the criticism that you only won your games because you were able to knock out more people with a chair? Well, I didn't knock anyone out with a chair. We're going to footage of you knocking someone out with a chair. It wasn't me. Oh, you heard it here, folks. That wasn't Johnny Hertz knocking that guy out with a chair. Here we were thinking the champion was a cheater, right, Bob? Yes, Jeff. I think this skit's gone on long enough. But, so I guess I can go on to games that a lot more people know. Minecraft, you know, it's not a tournament, but you play online servers with other people and stuff. Oh no, you're the guy with the X-ray mod now. You're looking through blocks, you're finding everything you need, you're getting an advantage over other players. That's true. That's not me in the video. I did not hit him with the chair. I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't happen. I'm pretty sure that was you. Did you just hit Bob with a chair? Just take that chair smacking and lying all the way up to the next level. All right, so at this point it's down to just me and Candy Storm. In the great name, by the way, Candy Storm. Me and Candy Storm in the video. So I don't really have anyone to bounce any questions off of, but you know, I know I get a lot of viewers on the aftermath of my videos. Oh, I thought it was. Wait, I'm confused. Candy Storm and Aaron Joe is in the comments. Weird. Okay, it doesn't show me. Okay, so if you want to cheat, it is your choice. And no one's going to deny it. It is your choice to cheat. What do you do when the people who cheat get really angry when they lose still? That's a question. So, and I'll say this from personal experience. I am a very big, um, like a sarcastic asshole. I made a deck that was specifically supposed to be like just like, all right, you're gonna cheat. Well, I'm not gonna do anything. And same with Pokemon, I did the same thing. Pokemon, I made a big huge, um, like team that was based on using a gimmick to win, and it made a lot of people upset because like no amount of cheating a gen Pokemon in could stop a strategy that you weren't expecting. All I'm gonna say is Aaron and Greninja are beastly combined, and back when triples were huge, it was even better because you could knock out to easily knock out your opponent. You just wreck house, set up shop, destroy. And Greninja lets you set up on the opening to destroy. You just go back and forth between the two Pokemon, center and right. Have Aaron on the right. Just go nuts. Spam protect. Just go freaking nuts. Nothing the opponent does really matters as long as they don't just throw out nothing but ghost types. But so that was my Pokemon run. It was Mat Block Greninja with an Aaron. Everyone, either protects on the first turn or something. Aaron uses Endeavor on somebody, pulls them down to 1 HP. If they hit the Aaron, then Shell Bell goes off and he restores HP. For the next round, so the Aaron's level 1, so his HP is 12. 11, mine was. He brings everyone down to 11 HP, and then my level 50 Greninja can just Shadow Sneak or or Water Shuriken to kill that Pokemon. The next round, the other Pokemon's going to hit Aaron. Aaron's going to Endeavor, bring it down to 1 HP. Cycle repeats. Greninja hits the Pokemon with a priority move. Or my third Pokemon would be an Extreme Speed Dragonite. Would focus on the center Pokemon if I need to. And, he would Dragon Dance on the first turn, so he's ready to set up and sweep. The whole thing gets nasty and messy and it's hilarious, and I love to do it. It's fantastic. It's fun. Extreme Speed Dragonite for the win, killing off stuff. If the opponent in front of him is a threat, of course he'll take care of that first. Again, it's fun. It's something you do to troll and get out bub cheaters. It's just how I did it. With Yu-Gi-Oh, I made a deck that was just nothing but nope cards, and some of it didn't even like focus on milling the opponent out, just interrupting their strategies, and everything was like a card. You just can't take damage this turn. No damage this turn. No damage this turn. No damage this turn. So 12 of the cards basically said don't take damage this turn. Then they released some more cards more recently. They did this too. So the deck's gotten chaotic now. There's a new Goddess card that came out with the Kaiba pack, and I'm about to throw her into this deck. If you have no cards in your hand, discard or summon a monster from your graveyard. Just have fun with it. Go nuts. Go wild. But then there's like Time Lords and Speedroid Denko. And then Rise to Full Height. Just so much fun you can do with this deck. And I'm going on a tangent here, but it's just fun to play decks that people aren't expecting. They're cheating, but you're not playing the same game as them at that point, and so their cheating doesn't even help them. In fact, sometimes it hurts them. If they're running a 35-card deck and I'm running this do-nothing deck, they're going to deck out, and that's game, and I win. And they can just go, I don't know, like something non-insinuating about their sexuality. I don't know, go ride the bus, I don't know. But I see we have another new viewer in chat. Do you have any input on cheating in Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? Again, feel free to just throw those answers out there. I enjoy hearing from the viewers during discussions like this because both sides do have solid ground to stand on, believe it or not. The people who support cheating do stand some ground here. I'm going to summarize that at this point. For Pokemon, cheating is so easily accessed, and so many people do it, like 90% of the participants do it, that you might as well just change the rule to you can generate Pokemon in as long as they have legal stats. Yes, welcome, new human. And Yu-Gi-Oh, on the other hand, I say the cheating is not justified, but the fault might come from tournament organizers who do not enforce the rules. So recently I had someone who I knew was running a 35 card deck, but he would not let me count his deck. And he went to the tournament organizer, some girl. Again, do not go to Chronicles people. I mean, Chronicles just allows cheating at this point. They told me that I could not count my opponent's deck. I knew he was running less than 40 cards. He was the judge. That's an interesting point, too. In Yu-Gi-Oh!, if you know that everyone's cheating, and you know you can get away with it, is it okay to cheat? Is it really going to come down to who can cheat better? I knew what you meant. Actually, no, I think the first way is the better way. It's legal as long as the cops are looking. Because if the cops are looking and you get away with it, it's not your fault. It's the cops' fault. So if you're cheating and the judge saw you cheat, and or the opponent saw you cheat, and they didn't do anything about it, or they weren't aware of it, or they weren't paying attention, is that your fault now, or is it the judge or your opponent or the organizer who let that cheat go unchecked? Where does the burden fall for responsibility? Now, again, I think you're skeevy for cheating, but you are supposed to be paying attention to your opponent and know the rules. You're supposed to know that you can count your opponent's deck. You're supposed to know that cards can't go below the table. If my hand goes below the table with cards in it, I'm cheating at that point. You're supposed to know that as my opponent, right? But let's say you don't, and I do it. Yeah, you made a spelling error, and it's actually a pretty good point. So, next step. Oh, I don't want to cheat. I do not want to cheat. I think cheating is bad, and that doesn't challenge me at all. Cheating is not good. Just to answer you, Aaron Joes. Cheating's wrong. I mean, if it's the only way to win because everyone's cheating. Thanks, Candy Storm. I hope you're talking to me. I hope you're talking to Aaron Joes. But if cheating is the only way to win because everyone is cheating, what do? Do you just not cheat? Do you follow the rules to get better than the opponent and still just get disappointed week after week because you cannot beat people who are cheating? I mean, what then? How is it fair to limit the people who follow the rules? How is it fair to stop them from playing their best game? Because the opponent's cheating so hazardly that they just win. You know, it creates just this unwinnable situation for the average and even above average player. Because they're not willing to cheat. So they are not winning games. You know? What happens then? Like, what does the honest player do? I mean, do they quit the game? They love the game. That's what they love to do. They've invested so much time into this game. What do they do? It's frustrating. I can imagine that just being a very frustrating experience for a player, like a new player. Like you're at a local card shop. This new guy's playing Pokemon. You're right. It's not a challenge, but to them, winning is the only thing that matters. So they don't care. They're like, oh, they get the prize support. They're making money, or they're getting more stuff because they cheat, which just makes their advantage even larger at less investment from them. So, I mean, you're talking about people who lose money, again, I'm going to bring in these kids. The kids come into these tournaments, they play these tournaments, they get beaten, and that wall seems so huge. So they quit the game. What do they care? They're brand new to it. They can't compete with people who are cheating, and they don't know they're cheating. They just think these people are just really, really strong or just so much drastically better than they are. Why play something with that big of a challenge that you haven't even really gotten invested in? So it's just at that point you're just making a very harsh situation. She taught me how to, so it's not her fault. If you're right, it's not really fun after that. You know, I can see a game where the rules are cheating, where everyone's aware that everyone's trying to cheat. So you're going to be more wary and try to catch it. But a lot of people don't even realize their opponent is cheating. And that's what sucks. You go through the whole tournament, you just feel like you suck at the game. Like, man, I just suck at this game. You know, I did all this research, I put all this effort in, I made this deck that's actually good, but I didn't want to cheat. Or I made this team that's just really good, you know, really well balanced, but I just didn't have time to just train them or IV or breed them. You know, Pokemon's got this complicated breeding system, IV breeding and stuff like that. And, you know, Pokemon's try to make this really easy for everyone with the bottle cap thing. You can just now make all your Pokemon perfect if they get to level 100. Like, there you go, end of story. But, and then there's the whole, you can make, you know, legal Pokemon, but some of those Pokemon are really hard to get. Body Slam Kangaskhan, better than Return Kangaskhan, because it can paralyze. That's, again, something that if you're not hyper competitive in Pokemon, you don't know. But Kangaskhan with Body Slam is hard to get. I've gone through 2 of these for the stream. Ready for number 3? I'd like to dedicate this drink to all the little homies out there who got discouraged and quit. Cheers. I'd like to take this time to encourage you all to pick up a game, start playing. If you see someone struggling, especially a young player, help them. You know, 15, 16 doesn't seem that young, really. You know, you're almost an adult. You know, 16 is age of consent in some places. You know, you're an adult. You're an adult who lives with bigger adults. But you know, even 16 or younger, you know, just go help them out, help the kid out. I'm not saying give them free cards, but that's a nice thing to do. It keeps them in the game. Go out there and make friends. Be good to young players. Help them like the game. Because, you know, a lot of you were playing when you were young too. Remember that. That's a tough time. I was lucky. I jumped in good. I was just jumped in good. At Yu-Gi-Oh! But some places I struggled, you know. I struggled at Pokemon. I had someone who helped me. They taught me how to do it. I did it right, and I got good at it. Magic, you know, I wasn't good at the beginning of it. I jumped in, I got decent at it. I mean, I don't play anymore. Don't like the community. Starting to get there with Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. Yu-Gi-Oh's been out long enough that their elitist crowd is getting, like, really just disgusting. You know. Oh, a little fact for you guys. Did you know that if, in Yu-Gi-Oh! No, you don't know this, Kenny Storm. But something to remember in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that if your opponent does not do a mandatory effect, you and your opponent are both responsible for that. Like, that's the opponent, you know, you're not just responsible for your own effects anymore, which is good. Okay. So, are there any games that you guys want to discuss in chat? Any games y'all play? We keep talking because I know there's a lag here, so I'll get to it as soon as I see the updates. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game. Wait, no. Oh, I see. Candy Storm's entering me. Aaron Joe is asking a question. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game. It's based. You get 5 cards. You get 5 cards. You get 40 cards to 60 cards in your deck. And the game, you know, you draw 5 cards. You play. You have monsters and spell cards, and you just wrecking your opponent, or they're wrecking you. And the whole goal is to just summon the biggest monster. Just have a good time with it. Hello, new person to chat, by the way. And thank you for your question, Aaron Joe's Masunke. By the way, if I'm saying that wrong, correct me. I just don't like to butcher people's name. So, and again, new person in chat, feel free to ask any questions you want. I know you've missed the first part of the video, but I'm still answering questions, and if it's one I've already answered, I'll answer it again. But basically, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon here, but you can ask about other games too. I mean, I can ask you a question. Are there situations where cheating is okay? I have not played Roblox in so long, Aaron Joe's. It's just, I have not. It's, I'm so used to Minecraft that Roblox is clunky. Like, I can't really see the strong appeal of Roblox. But looks like Candy there does. But I'm going to get cancer from chips. You know what? I'm just going to pause for just a second. I'm really going to run and grab a bag of chips. I swear I'm not fat. I look great. But I'm hungry, so I don't have an AFK video because I didn't expect this to go on so long or so many people will be watching. So count to 30. I'll be back in less than that. Legit. Be right back. I'm back. My name in Roblox is Solember. I don't know about candies. Let's get these back on. Okay, yeah, my name in Roblox is Solember. S-O-L-E-M-B-E-R. Candy, go ahead and post yours. I'm pretty sure he's talking to you. Let's get the good stuff. Salt and vinegar chips. That's oddly appropriate, Candy. It's food. I was hungry. But, so, I'm going to be wrapping this up soon. Does anyone in chat have anything they want to talk about before I go? Hey, Aaron Joe's, can I ask you a question? What does your name mean? Aaron Joe's Masunke. That food is salt and vinegar potato chips. Tastes like salt and vinegar and potato. So it's all good. Just so you guys know, I have a new game coming out soon. It's Sharts. But I put a picture out here for you guys real quick. It'll show up in just a second. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Documents? I have no idea where I saved it. Oh, that's right. Hold on a second. I'll grab it from the internet and save it. Just remember that I'm using a different account, so nothing is saved quite right. So how'd you guys find my channel, by the way? I know how you found it, Candy, but Aaron, how'd you find my channel? While I look for this. Alright, here we go. X. There's my name on Facebook. I have it saved on Facebook, luckily, so it'll be really easy to grab. Just save it as charts. Pictures. Change this to... Did it really not? I'm going to refresh. There we go. There you go. I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh wait, what do you mean you see live? You see, there you go. There we go. So that's charts. I can't tell you what it really is. Too much for legal reasons, but basically you just play a game where you role play a character doing a thing, and people try to guess what you are. So it's a lot like Cards Against Humanity as far as taste goes. But you don't have to be a jerk or say dirty words or anything like you do in Cards Against Humanity. You can keep it civil. You can just say like nice words and stuff. So, like, I mean, if you're a group of people who are inappropriate, then it'll get inappropriate. But if you're not, it won't be fun. All right, so I'll explain charts. I don't think I have any of the demo decks within grabbing reach. So I'll show you some stuff, but I'll just give you an example. You have 2 decks of cards, 1 white, 1 black. Sound familiar? The final product is going to be yellow and black, but for now, you see white cards in the video. You have 2 decks of cards, 1 white, 1 black. Draw your white card, draw your black card. You can draw 2 from each pile. Different rules, different group. The official rules are you draw 2 from each pile. The black cards are people, and the white cards are action. What you're doing is you want to create the whatever scene you want to do. I usually go with the funniest scene from the cards, and you discard the other 2 cards. Yep, cat ear headset. So let's say you've got you got Barack Obama, right? Oh no, let's say you got Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the Grey is something that people can find funnier than Barack Obama. So you drew Gandalf the Grey and getting struck by lightning, right? You don't like that one, so you choose is constipated. So that's your scene. You discard the other 2 cards. You discard Barack Obama. You discard getting struck by lightning. So you got Gandalf the Grey is constipated. That one's easy. You can't say the word Gandalf, and you can't say the word constipated. So that's something you do. You cannot start a sentence with I am. So you can't say, I am a great wizard. I am from Lord of the Rings. Your dream's weird, and you should feel weird. The goal of the game is your opponents are going to try to guess who you are and what you're doing. And like I said, you can't say certain words. And you can't learn to blame. You have to be in character. You are not your character playing the game. You are your character doing the task. And everyone else is interacting with you, trying to figure it out. They can be characters, or they can ask questions, or they can tell you to do something, but you've got to stay in character as you do it. So have fun. I have a minute to do it. So I'd be sitting here like, you shall not pass into the toilet. And then someone will be like, Gandalf, and so they'll get the joke. It's there. They got it. And then, of course, someone might get constipated too. And so those people would get a point each. Whoever guessed Gandalf gets Gandalf. Whoever guessed constipated gets constipated. And then if both cards get guessed in a minute, the person who's acting it out gets to pick a card for their point card. You know, they get a point card too. So you're not just going to sit there and try to do a really shitty job on your turn. So that's the game. Play to X points. Usually 10 because it's a quick game. If Pokemon was in real life, you'd have rats the size of footballs that can blow laser beam holes in your wall. I think I'm pretty happy that Pokemon's not real. Hey, people cheated in Pokemon. Have you heard of Team Rocket stealing Pokemon? Using 2 Pokemon versus 1, that's cheating. What happened there? Fix this real quick. There we go. Got it fixed. YouTube chat just went down for a second. Keeps doing it. There we go. That fixed it. I mean, and even then, if Pokemon was real, I'm pretty sure that fighting with Pokemon would be illegal. Let's look at that. Wow, I've already been streaming for almost an hour. You guys are a great company, just gonna let you know that. I didn't think I was gonna devolve into a casual conversation. I thought I was gonna get on here and rant like Francis. Angry video game nerd. Yeah! But I'm going to wrap it up now since I get close to that hour mark. Thanks for subscribing. Up here, you'll see tier0.threadless.com. Check it out. You don't have to buy anything. You'll get a good laugh in. I make those shirts. All the money from that goes to funding new projects like Sharts. And getting games to kids, which is the cornerstone goal of Tier 0 Gaming. We do buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Magic cards and Pokemon cards and video games and donate them. And we don't even write it off our taxes. We just do it. So, again, if you want to help us out, that's the way to do it. Aside from that, have a good night, guys. And I'll see you on the next stream.